Happy Sunday, Tampa Bay. We're with you for another week to talk about the local real estate market here in Tampa Bay. I'm Andrew Duncan, joined by Mike Yates with Atlantic Bay Mortgage. And I want to start fresh out of the gate today because it's a topic that is on everyone's mind with Hurricane Harvey in Houston and everything that's going on with that. And we've had Richard Vasquez from Arson Insurance on a lot. And you know, the one thing that I'll tell you right now, if you own real estate, if you're buying real estate, if you have real estate thoughts, flood insurance is something that a lot of people in Houston did not have, and there's a lot of people that are going to be out hundreds of thousands of dollars because they didn't pay a couple $100s a year for flood insurance. So I wanted to just really quickly remind everyone out there that even if you do not, even if your lender does not require you to have flood insurance, you should still consider getting it, because there's plenty of people in Houston that did not need it, and now their homeowners insurance may not cover them for some of the claims and damages that happened because they didn't opt for optional flood coverage.
Right, and it's pretty inexpensive too if you're in an area that does not require flood insurance. One
other thing to keep in mind, you'll have a lot of people, after a storm like this or when the next storm gets out in the water, say, "Oh no, it's time to go get flood insurance." There's a waiting period.
Right.
With the FEMA policy, I think it's about 30 days for it to kick in. Private insurance, it can be 10 to 14 days, but they put a halt on it in a lot of instances if there's a named storm out in the Gulf. So you can't wait until the storm's on the way and then go buy the coverage. And I can tell you that there are thousands of people in Houston right now that wish that they would have opted to pay $100 or $200 a year for really inexpensive optional flood insurance coverage, and now they don't have the ability to do that. So use this as a learning lesson for anyone in Tampa Bay. We're prone to flooding. We're prone to storms. It's a catastrophe what happened in Houston, and certainly we've donated and contributed and are praying for a lot of the people there. We have friends and family that own real estate businesses that have lost everything, and I think it's important to kind of note that you have the ability to protect what you have, and flood insurance is a major opportunity, an option for you, because again, a lot of regular homeowners policies don't cover certain types of flood. Now there's certain storms that they will cover, and it depends on if they determine if it's flood or wind, but why gamble if your flood insurance is optional? I mean, if it's required, you have it. If you have a loan and it's required, you have it. But if it's optional, it's really inexpensive. I mean, I've seen them $150, $200 a year for optional flood coverage, and imagine the peace of mind you'll have if something like this happens.
Always a good idea here too. Again, even if you're not in a flood zone that requires flood insurance, it's easy to get, and you never know when something may happen and you get flooded.
Certainly there are a lot of people predicting that some of the storms could drive up homeowners insurance rates even in Florida because of the insurers are going to take some heavy losses.
Wouldn't surprise me.
So something to keep in mind over the insurance front. I'm sure that when we have Richard on next, we'll have him talk about it. But I just thought it was really important to tell people, look, if you're thinking about flood insurance, just get it. I mean, it's very inexpensive if it's not required, and it gives you a lot of peace of mind. There's so many people that could have opted for it and are now in a really tough position because of this storm.